Hey y'all, it's your girl J9 Eve. Some scraps got left on the table. I somehow missed this. I don't know how I missed it, but I somehow missed it, okay? There was something that happened. You see this young lady on the screen here? Okay, apparently her name is Tia. All right, so Tia, she dating online and, these are just like some of her pictures, her video stuff, so you get an idea of what Tia looks like, before we get into this. So this is Tia. She's on TikTok. Okay. So this is Tia. Lovely, lovely, lovely girl. She's dating online, looking for her man, looking for her one and only love, I guess. So she sets up a date with a guy she meets on this site. Either way, she sets up a date and she goes and meets the guy and something happens. Something weird, the guy, it turns out to be very rude, for no reason apparently, according to Tia. According to Tia, she had no reason to behave this way. Everything should have been just fine. Nothing to see here, right? Well, let's listen to Tia and see, what went wrong. Okay? You in? Okay. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. We trying to get some growth 2024. You know what I'm saying? Do your part. But let's get in.
I am so embarrassed. I'm not gonna cry. Yeah, I'm not gonna cry. I'm sorry, guys. I just had a
Okay, just to let you know, this is Tia. Shocker. This is Tia. Neve, come get your girl. Go out here causing havoc, chaos all over the world. This is Tia. This is that girl that I just showed y'all in the cute little pictures and the whole little collage. This Tia. This her. The same girl. Or is it? So she's going to tell us about her date. And I'm going to stop every 2 seconds, I'm sure, to crack jokes because hilarious. Okay?
guys, I just finished my date and I am so embarrassed.
I bet.
I'm not gonna cry. Yeah, I'm not gonna cry.
It's okay, girl.
I'm sorry, guys. I just had to clean myself up a little bit. He came. He came, and so the whole thing is we went to this restaurant he wanted to go to, and it was a little too expensive, but I don't know. I asked my sister for money, so we went. I had this dress on, and I changed because I had this dress on and everything. And I had my hair out. Guys, I cut it, but it wasn't like this. I had it parted.
Girl, it wasn't like this. You just came out from this date. It wasn't like this. It was parted. I don't care if it was parted. It was dry as hell, okay? I was hoping she said she pulled her wig off and threw it in the back seat or something. That's what I was hoping she was going to say. I thought she was going to say, it wasn't like this. My wig in the back seat. I pulled it off when I got in the car. I'm like, I ain't about to sweat all over my thing. Come on. My feelings is hurting. I'm sweating a lot, That's what I thought she was going to say. But no, she wore her hair like this, but she says it was a part in the middle, which I don't understand because what about the side here? What's going on with what'd you do with this part? What? But okay. Proceed, sister.
Parted a little bit. And so I went and he was looking around he was looking for somebody else. And I was like,
yeah, Tia, he was looking for his date. Tia, hey Tia. He was looking for his date. He set a date with a girl. It was that Tia that I showed before. It was her. That's who he was looking for. That's who he set a date with. Your representative. He made a date with your representative.
Okay, I'm like, hey, I'm Tia. And then he was like, Tia. I'm like, yeah, it's from me, from BLK.
The hell it is.
And then he was looking confused and he told me to sit down. So I sat down. I smiled.
Now, first of all, I'm going to tell you this. You can't say nothing bad about this man. Not only did he ask you to sit down, but he stayed seated himself. He stayed seated himself. He was well within his right to get up and walk the hell out of there. Because just like you came in like this, you could have came in with Franks and beans. Okay? It's the same thing. It's a different person. You come in a different person, he has the right to leave. He didn't make a date with you. He made a date with this person this other person. Okay? If you had been on there, he wouldn't have clicked on your thing. You tricked this man. He now is paying money for his own meal tonight when he could have ate at home. In actuality, you owe him money. If we being all the way 100, okay? If we gonna keep it real, you owe him money. Of course, an apology, but I bet he didn't get it, did he?
And he didn't smile back at me.
I bet he didn't.
And then he was like, I don't look like my pictures.
Yeah, because you don't.
I do look like my pictures.
Yeah.
I don't Photoshop anything.
You don't Photoshop. No, now hold on a second now. This whole picture is a filter. You don't Photoshop. She just said she don't Photoshop, y'all. I think she means like the actual Photoshop, like, because Photoshop is an actual app-like thing or whatever itself. Maybe she means she don't use actual Photoshop. I mean, I think that's what she means. She definitely using filters, okay? Most definitely. Either that or somebody chopped off like whole sides of your face. I mean, you definitely using filters, honey. So now you's a liar, okay? Which, I mean, well, clearly.
I do look like my pictures. I don't Photoshop anything. I tell everything how it is.
Oh, you do?
I'm going to insert at the end of the video the picture I put in. And he was like, you know, just being so quiet through the meal and all that. He didn't even want to pay. I said, hey, I didn't bring my money with me.
And that's funny. She said she didn't bring her money with you. But as she started this video, did she clearly not say he wanted to go to this expensive place, but I borrowed money from my whoever? She said that's what she said.
It was a little too expensive, but I don't know. I asked my sister for money. So
I asked my sister for money. It was too expensive, but I asked my sister for money. So you had money. Okay. All right. So then you was lying to him, trying to get him to buy you some food. Got it.
So just being so quiet through the meal and all that. He didn't even want to pay. I said, hey, I didn't bring my money with me. And then he eventually paid. And then now he sent me a request to pay for the food.
I bet he did. Smart man. You just a homie, okay? At this point, you lucky you just a homie, okay? You lucky that you just a homie. That he bothered to do that. He could have left you in there and said, hey, you better get to washing them dishes. I hope your calloused hands is ready, okay? I hope your calloused hands is ready to wash some dishes, honey. Okay? Whoever you are. I'm not sure what you are, but you ain't Tia. You ain't the Tia that you selling online. Okay, is what I'm saying to you. That ain't who you are, honey. Okay, you got to keep it real out here. You got to keep it real, okay? Or don't bother. I'm not sure what's going on. It seems like there might be some, I don't know, it seems like it might be some mental stuff going on here.
And that's not, I just don't understand. Why are men like this? Men are evil.
I don't understand why men are like this. I don't understand why. Look at this hand. I'm sorry, but I think the only way you're going to learn is this way. I think this is how you're going to learn, okay? So I'm sorry, baby. I understand why you felt you needed to do that. Now, that's what we need to discuss here. Why did you feel like that you needed to front with some photographs? If you are going to put this stuff online, if you're going to put that online, you got to put at least a couple of pictures where you actually look like, okay? So then at least it's, well, this is what she looks like, but this is what she can look like. But it can't just be filters, because you can't put on a filter in real life. In person. You can't put a filter on while you sit across the table from somebody. So you got to have pictures of your actual regular self, like the way you, not necessarily the way you wake up in the morning, but the way you are before you do anything to yourself. Like just chilling around the house with nothing, you know. And then some pictures of you made up as well. It shows how you look and how you can look. But when you just put this and it's just filtered to the gates of Hades, okay? As filtered and Photoshop, okay, as it can possibly be. And that's all you put on there. And then you just show up like this. Talking about, I'm Tia, this is what you get. What, you trying to be this man's karma or something? Like, who put you up to this? His ex-girlfriend? This is like what you do to somebody you mad at. This is what you do when you mad at somebody and you want to teach them a lesson. This is, you know, like, why are men like this? If there was a person in the world who could sympathize with you, it's a person who's just fucking like you. Catfish Anonymous, okay? Honeypot, you just gotta, it's what it is. Either fix it or accept it. This is what you can do. These are the choices. If it's something about yourself you feel like you want to conceal or you don't like and you're not comfortable with, you got two choices. Change it or accept it. Change it. If you accept it, I mean, it's better if you accept it, because if you change it, you're not changing it for yourself. You're changing it because of the perspective of other people. Happiness don't come behind that. If you accept it, you might ultimately end up actually changing it as well. And then you're happy and it's legit and it was for you. Okay, but you instinctively lying and then instinctively blaming and then becoming a victim when all of us can see you are clearly not the victim here. Okay, that man was the victim. He got tricked on purpose. You tricked him on purpose. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Okay, you tricked him on purpose. Your intention was to nab one using these filters, using these pictures that you knew would allure. Okay, and then you thought it was just going to translate. Like what? Once he got there, he had to be with you. He had to like you because he already did in the pictures. But that ain't how reality works. Which now leads me to there may be some mental issues going on here. And the way this ended makes me feel like, yeah, that's probably the case. There may be some type of, the pot ain't boiling like it's supposed to. The fire's there. Pot's there, the water's in the pot, but for some reason the water won't boil. The science ain't sciencing, okay? Is what I'm saying to you, lady, okay? Tia, change it or accept it. These are your options, okay? But what you ain't gonna do is make this man who paid for this food for a date that he didn't ask for, okay? He didn't ask for this. You can say he did all you want to, but this ain't what he asked for. This ain't what he showed up for. This ain't what he got ready for. When he was getting himself ready to go and meet this person, Tia, he did not do all of that to come there to this nice place to come and sit with you. He came for Tia, okay? You created a fake person. That's your fault. That's on you 100%. Goes back to Tia, change it or accept it. Those are your options. I have always wondered what it was actually like for guys. I would tell you this, when I used to do the online dating thing, I used to love to ask the guys about their experiences because I thought it was fascinating. Like, I knew that catfishing was happening to guys constantly on there. Like, I knew that that was the case because whenever you go through the stuff, you can see everybody's picture, like the girls' pictures and stuff like that. Because as a girl, I know angles. I know what girls use as angles. You can tell when people always use the angles, it's a bad sign. Like when the angles always have to be right, that's a bad sign. Okay? That's a bad sign. Because when you're sitting across from somebody, you're not going to be, sitting in the perfect spot for that angle, which means whoever you're sitting across from is not going to look like what's in that picture because they're using angles all the time, exclusively. It's angles and filters. You can turn anybody into anybody else with an angle, with a good angle and a good filter. I would always ask these questions. I'll be like, so you had any catfishing issues? Like, have you had any, like what's it like for guys to have these types of problems? And every once in a while, God would have a good long story for me, and it would be hilarious. Oh, but you're not a victim, girl. Let it go. Let it go. Just give it to Jesus, okay? Give it to Jesus. That's all I got to say about this. That's all I can say. I can't help you no more than that, honey. Okay? But this was hilarious, so thank you. Y'all behave, because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I just can't. But mama love you. Yes, she do. Peace.